Mr. or Officer Giles is our speaker today. Thank you very much for coming in.
Sorry, even before you hit play, questions, answers.
Yeah,
What do
questions,
you guys want to know
answers?
about being a cop? Think of that. Some of you I've already had in class before. We talked about stuff like that.
One specific person that asks for law enforcement is absent today, of course.
I can always come back. I'm here.
I know.
It's not like my schedule's busy.
Yeah,
You laughing for? You saying I do nothing around here?
yeah, you said your office was every
You
day.
don't know that. I got to walk the halls. I'm a hall monitor
Alright,
too.
I'm gonna come see you tomorrow.
hall
We're gonna be sitting
monitor.
around.
You need a pen?
So I have it.
They're free. You got one already? So you already
Did
stole
you
a
bring
pen
us
from me?
anything? Donuts?
Already, you want to start at the end of the day on that comment.
Okay,
We could have started that. Maybe I would
I
have
could
brought
have
you donuts.
I could have said anything. Okay, did you bring cupcakes?
No.
Why? Can you handcuff somebody?
Yes. Who do you want to be handcuffed?
Me?
No, I would lose my job.
I want you to like
Why?
force throw someone.
Because all of a sudden you go home and you tell your mom, hey, I got handcuffed at school. She's like, oh, why? For what reason? Well, because Officer Giles wanted to. And
Because
she
he was
called-
demonstrating.
Yeah, and then she calls the chief and she's like,
Can
my
I?
daughter was handcuffed at school and I
Can I
got.
handcuff you?
Yeah, because I trust that.
I actually, the security guard at my work, I handcuffed him and then I took all the keys.
Where do you work at?
The mall. He's just the mall.
Shadow Lake?
The outlet.
Oh, out there?
But, yeah, I handcuffed him and then I took the keys and so he couldn't like chase me around the mall because, you know, a security guard couldn't run around with handcuffs.
So how's this business internship class going?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Somebody tell him what you have to do.
Yes.
We have to write a paper about what you say, so.
Just, you can make up anything, just make me sound good. That's what I tell everybody. No, so describe a little bit. You guys go out and, you know, businesses that you guys got guest speakers once a week to come in?
Yeah.
For like, like banks, you talk like Peter Kiewit, you know.
You know, we had like somebody from the school district, we had, Nolan's dad, we had, like, from Witch,
Okay.
and, oh yeah, we had my boss come in, and we
From
had,
Journeys.
oh yeah, from Journeys,
Okay.
and then somebody else.
So what have they given you? I guess, what are you guys looking for? You just, what it takes to be like a business owner, type like Nolan's
It
dad?
was like, what do you?
Or is it working in a business, vice president?
Just tell us about your job.
Let's go quick. According to you, I eat donuts and I go home.
It's never said you eat donuts.
And I
don't
sit in
vote.
my office. Questions right then? Alright, so let's talk about becoming a cop. Anybody know how long the academy is here in the state of Nebraska?
No.
Oh, when I went through the academy, Grand Island, it was 12 weeks long. Now it's 16 weeks long. You stay out there the first 7 to, I'd say, 8 weeks. We sit in a classroom from 7:30 to 4:30, and we read the laws. You know, we have tests every Monday when we come back. After that, we start shooting, dragging, and after you pass the first 7 or 8 weeks, that's when the fun starts. After that, after you graduate the academy, you come back and you get put into what you call an FTO program. Every agency has an FTO program. Ours is 3 months long. Some are longer, others, some are shorter. And we call it phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 is the first couple of days, you get to sit in the cop car on the passenger side. Yeah, you're not going to do anything because you have no idea what to do. After that, they kind of just let you drive. You know, you start pulling over people. Phase 2, you kind of pick up the work a little bit more. Phase 3, they just sit next to you. You go to calls. You respond to every call. I used to hate FTO because every report call that came out, I got stuck with. I'd get like 7 or 8 reports a night, while the other guys on the shift would just sit back and relax.
Did the other guys on like the higher ranked officers, did they ever like mess with you and like call in and?
They don't mess with you, But, you know, it's almost like, you'd say going to college if you're wrestling a sorority or something, they don't really pick on you, but you gotta gain their trust and their, you know, you gotta call them corporal instead of one-on-one basis, and that comes over time. But like I said, you get to third phase, you sit back and relax, and you answer all the calls. Then you go through, after that, 2 weeks is the final phase, where you drive around the district, and the sergeant will go to every call with you, make sure you know how to handle it. We've had a lot of guys fail out of FTO here at Papillion lately, and other chiefs, that's where you kind of, you know, you figure you bust your ass for 16 weeks, and as soon as you get calls, you kind of fail. Your officer safety, they're big on that, where you don't walk up to the suspect and get too close, where they beat you up or take your gun. Questions?
FTO stands for?
Field Training Officer. A little bit back to the academy. Academy is run like a military, where you're up and you get somebody comes through every morning to see if you clean your room, if you make your bed. We got ridged on the first couple, or not ridged on, dinged a little bit at the beginning because we had water spots in our shower. Yeah. So it's pretty tough. You know, State Patrol also has their academy out there. Omaha has their academy in Omaha. And I believe their academy lasts 24 weeks.
Would you say phase two?
Wait.
Phase two, that's what we call phase one, phase two. It's just, you do a lot more as police work. It's still half and half as your field training officers go sits with you.
How long is, your training?
16 weeks now. Mine was 12.
Why?
They added more stuff, because we used to go back, you know, to qualify, and they just figured instead of bringing officers back, they just extend the academy and make it longer.
So you stayed there for 12 weeks straight?
Yep. Got to come home on Friday nights and go back out Sunday nights. So it was, you know, I hated it only because I had a little kid, but I think my wife enjoyed it a little bit because I wasn't at home for 12 weeks.
But I get it. So how long have you been a police officer?
In December, I will be coming up on 7 years.
7? And what have you done before school?
Before my first, I always tell kids, my first 4.5 years, I was a road officer. Drove the hard streets of Papillion. Went from call to call to call. No, I drove around, answered calls, applied for SRO, wanted to get off the streets, because every time I would have contact with kids, it's always bad. I would always arrest them. Shoplifting, assault. So I figured change of pace, something new. We stay in these, what we call specialty jobs, 4 years, possibly 5. That may change, along with investigations, usually 4 to 5 years also. Not a whole lot of specialty jobs here, but we're kind of small for right now, but we have a lot of room to grow.
Are you from here?
Yeah, from Omaha. Not from Papillion, but from Omaha. Lived in this fine state, fine Omaha city all my life, 36 years. Went to Catholic school, St. James Grad School, Roncalli, and graduated with UNO with a degree in criminal justice. Little fact about Papillion, we're the only police agency in the state that requires at least 60 hours of college, which I have no idea why.
Say 60?
60, associate's degrees, 60 hours.
No, that's not a lot.
Only 2 years.
In Nebraska,
Anywhere, if you have 60 hours of any college, you can apply.
but that's only like,
The only,
one is.
Yes,
that's
Papillion's the only one in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah,
Like Omaha,
so not like Iowa.
no, correct. If you want to move up the ranks in law enforcement, you're gonna have college degree. And I'm contemplating going back and getting my master's, just I don't wanna sit in classrooms like you guys are doing. But
What made you like want to be a cop?
Miami Vice, Crockett and Tubbs. I used to watch that show. Granted, I don't live on a boat. I don't drive a Lamborghini. The thing, laugh, man? No. The only thing that's different about that is majority of the paperwork, I was kind of astonishing, where a DUI could take up to 3 to 4 hours from traffic stop to paperwork finish. It's just the amount of paperwork we do is, compared to TV shows, it's night and day. And we don't solve crimes in 60 minutes or less like they do on TV. No, people wish.
Yeah.
So the best thing about your job and the worst thing about your job?
Best thing about being an SRO or being a cop in general?
Your cop in general.
Cop in general is, I guess, helping others. I've always helped others from day one. The worst thing is you always see people in the, I would say, their worst, showing up on a call where their son is committed suicide. You know, as cops, you know, you hate to say it, but that's how we kind of handle stuff, is by joking around it. Because I guess the worst call I've been on is 23-year-old that took a rifle, blew his head off because he embarrassed his parents. He met some girl on the internet, lost some money, kind of gave her $4,000 to $5,000 of money. Just figured, hey, my parents, they're gonna be embarrassed, so they all went out to eat one day. He stayed home. His brother, parents went out when they came back, found him slumped over in his room. So that's the worst times. No, being an SRO, I love walking the halls, messing with the kids, dealing with the kids. You know, always saying that my tough job here is every time I have to arrest a kid. You know, no one wants to arrest kids for bringing alcohol, having drugs, fighting. That's probably the worst thing about being an SRO. They're right, no one. You know, if you guys want to become rich, and I started to find that out, being a cop isn't the way to go.
Or a teacher.
Yeah, or teacher. You know, I started off wanting to be like my dad. He was an accountant, so I took a couple accounting classes, business classes, because that's where the money's at. You know, my dad retired at 45 years old. I was like, well, hey, I can do that. Nah, not gonna happen. I didn't want to spend my time in a suit and tie in a cubicle doing numbers. Wanted to get out where I can at least drive around, get out of the car, meet people by turning on your lights. You know. So yeah, business, you know, there's all types of businesses, as you guys are trying to figure out. But, you know, sometimes I wish I would've gone down that road, stock market. Those are the kind of numbers I like. But you gotta be happy, you gotta love your job, because you know what? They're gonna be going to that job for 20 to 35 years. Austin, you got any questions? Not yet. Still thinking of it.
How heavy is all the equipment you wear?
Heavy. Altogether, it's what, 30 to 45 pounds of extra. It sucks every day putting this on. That, but it wears on your back.
Yeah.
That's why we always have a lot of back injuries. I've already done physical therapy for back. 2 herniated discs, but we're starting to get rid of our Crown Vics going to SUV, so it's a lot easier to get out of the SUV compared to the Crown Vic.
Have you ever shot anybody?
No. And hopefully, through my career, I don't have to.
Have you ever had to point your gun at anybody?
Yes.
Have you ever had to tase anybody?
No, we don't have tasers.
Why?
What?
Yes.
That's not fun, because you're gonna hurt someone.
Our chief does not like tasers.
That just makes it
Have
hard
you
to
ever
get
taken the
someone.
bar to anybody?
The nightstick?
No, I've gone hands-on. We don't have tasers yet. Our
Have you
chief
ever
is...
gotten into a fist fight with anybody?
Yeah.
Can I hear that story?
Have you ever done it like?
What's the most
end of
interesting
watch?
arrest that you've ever done?
Oh, you always get the interesting arrests is drunk people. It's hilarious. If you want to see some comedy, it's drunk people.
Do you have to like be serious the whole time? Or
Yeah, but when we haven't had the 9-step walk and turn, and when they turn away from you, you're kind of looking at your partner like, are you kidding me? Like we had, I hate to say it, we pulled over a female. And she had on, I would say, high heels galore. We're like, hey, for the 9-step walk and turn, you might want to take off your shoes. No, I'm a pro at this. We had to help her off the floor, off the ground 3 or 4 times, pull her back up.
3 or 4 times.
Yes, horrible. Drunk people are hilarious. They think they know everything. I'm not drunk, really. How many beers have you had in that couple? Just talking to them. We gone, the most hands-on we've gone, a lot of different domestic violence situations, where you walk in and the girl would have like bruise marks, been punched in the face, and the guy becomes violent. Kind of takes it out on us after he sees, first of all, he takes it on his wife because his team didn't cover, he lost money to a bookie. You laugh, but it's been proven fact that during college football season, NFL, DVs on Saturday and Sunday nights go up big time, because it's always the spouse's fault that Nebraska didn't cover. I arrested a guy 5 times for domestic violence.
Do you talk to the girl at all? Like, are you like, hey?
Yeah, when we respond to a domestic violence call, we got 2 officers. I'll talk to either the guy or the girl, and the other officer will talk to the other one that I'm not talking to. And when we get the side of the story, we'll meet in the middle, and we'll figure out who's going to jail, if anybody, or both. The guy arrested for 5 times was trying to get back to Poland, because that's where he's from. And because his mom was dying, and he couldn't afford a plane ticket, that he figured the U.S. would pay for it, or just deport him to get back.
Did you guys? You didn't report him? Well, was he illegal?
Yeah, he's legal.
Oh, then why did you think he
Yeah.
was reported?
He was coming up with ways trying to get home.
So was he put in jail then?
Yeah, he was put in jail numerous times. By the time I left his residence, got to jail, his wife was already there trying to bail him out. It's love. Love is blind. Which you can't bail out. The spouse can't bail out the husband on DV, so she kept trying to bail out. But yeah. And I think till this day they're still together.
Wait, that's how he tried to get arrested?
Yeah, he beat up his wife. He got arrested, and he figured that instead of going to jail, that the judge would just deport him.
Throw something at a cop's car or something. Why would that be the one?
Skip.
Has that ever happened? Has anybody ever like thrown anything in your car or like?
It's a
Big
like,
deal?
no, we've had where you're driving up down the street, nice, and you see a bunch of kids that will flip you off as you drive by, and you pull them over, it's like, hey, did you wave at me, or did you need my assistance? Because I saw you with a finger in the air or something like that. And they're like, no, that's not what I meant. Catch them off guard.
Do you ever like not?
Next time I see you, I'm gonna flip you off.
I don't drive. I work with your guys, it won't be until summertime.
Dang it. Alright, it's summer.
Do you ever
Six
like,
to Harrison, I'll meet you there.
Yeah. What's up?
do you ever like not pull somebody over because of like the weather? Like you're like, you know what, it's too cold, not that big of a
Maybe.
deal.
Maybe.
Or
We
it's
always-
like raining.
Yeah, if it's raining, cops don't get cold, we don't get wet, we don't go hungry. It's part of our philosophy. There'll be times where you're out there working a car wreck and the nice free pen that they give us freezes, you can't write a ticket or fill out the paperwork. No, but yeah, if it's raining out, I'm not a real big traffic guy. All my stops are, like, if you don't license your vehicle. I let a mom doing 27 miles over the speed limit go. She was
What?
lost. She's from Millard. She didn't know where.
How did you know that though? Oh, did you?
That's what she
you
told me,
pulled her
but-
over.
Hey, you know what? You know speed limit down Cornhusker. Where everybody hides by that water tower there on
Oh,
6th
yeah,
Street.
they.
Oh my
Yeah.
Always
God, that's so messed up.
There's only 4 places that you can truly hide here in Papinga. And that's four areas you shouldn't speed by, but who speeds by people?
On Giles.
Giles is
When
one of
it's,
them.
yeah, when it's 35.
Yes.
And then they hide in the little neighborhoods.
Yeah, or going downtown is 25.
Yeah, why is it 35? Make it 45.
Seriously, change it.
Okay, right now, I can't do that. It's gotta go for the city council.
Alright, go.
Because
You
they
just-
say there's residential.
What
but
police
if you go
officer
on
told me
Giles,
was, I don't make the laws, I just enforce
Yes.
them.
They should change it.
When
Like
I
going
say-
downtown, it's like, what, 25 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you get passed by the guy jogging on the sidewalk because you're driving. It's almost impossible. I feel your pain.
Do you ever
Is
like?
that Elephant's top?
Oh, yeah, down by the junior high, you always,
So Giles?
Like, that's where they hide, right there.
they're on 6th Street.
Cornhusker.
Yeah.
And where else?
On Giles, there's like 4 places to hide. And there's all those neighborhoods, and there's like a fence there.
That's
There's like the
horrible.
neighborhood signs, and they can just hide in the
Cornhusker, they hide right by the water tower.
Yeah, we don't, trust me, when we hide in the open, and people still don't see us.
No, you definitely try and.
There's cops on the median.
I know, we got some guys that usually sit in trees and wear camo, that use LiDAR.
Do you?
No.
I'm done speeding.
Yes, no, go ahead. I don't know.
Or have you guys hide in the open, and then everybody slows down to like 10 miles underneath the speed limit, and you're like,
You know what bothers me,
what?
is when I'm driving in my own personal car, and a cop has somebody pull somebody over, and everybody else wants to drive slow, because they never seen a cop
Yeah, I'm like,
pull somebody
they're
over.
literally.
Or the
they're
cop's gonna leave their
preoccupied,
traffic
they're not
stop and
gonna-
come arrest you.
Yeah.
Exactly, they're not.
Okay, honestly, have you ever like let somebody go, like let like a girl go because she was pretty
No.
and you were like,
Nope.
or does that just make you mad? Like when they like flirt with you and then you're just
First of
like,
all, that's all in movies, that doesn't work.
That's on
no, no, I'm
Yeah.
saying like
Hey.
when that
Like
does
bridesmaid.
happen,
Yes.
when that does happen, like does that just make you more mad and you're like, oh, you were speeding and also you got a tail light out, like.
Well, I think to myself as I walk up there, what happens, like, girls cry. I walk up there and
Dude, I
some
would
dude,
cry if I got a parking ticket
like
or
some,
if I got.
do I
speeding.
picture myself in that, I always put myself in that situation. Would I cry if some cop came up to me?
Yes, you.
No,
I'd
because
probably
I'm not
be
gonna lie to you, in the last year I've been pulled over twice.
What do you say? Are you just like, I'm a cop too?
You just like wave your badge.
No, I kind of be like, yeah, well, here's my stuff. Oh, by the way, I have my off-duty gun. They're like, oh, you're a cop? Yes. You know who makes fun of me? Is my kid that's always been with me in the back. Dad, this is so embarrassing. You've been pulled over a lot.
How old are you?
9. So he goes home and tells my wife. That's it.
What do you get pulled over for?
Speeding.
Well, do you think cops like pull people over for going 5 over the limit?
We don't.
It seems like there's like some like when I like leave work. I
Well,
see, like,
that's
somebody
thirty.
going
If it's the end of the month, then you make it all the.
Dude,
No.
honestly, in Omaha, they don't.
Yeah, do you guys actually have those things where you have to meet
Like
them
you're starting to
among?
go by the end of the month.
Yeah.
Like if I write 12 tickets this month, my wife gets a toaster?
No.
Well,
Yeah, we
no,
don't have
If you,
those.
like,
They're
where you
in-
have to like pull over.
No, we don't have a quota. What we can do if the speed limit is 25 and you're doing 50, we can write, instead of writing you a ticket for 25 over, we can be a nice guy and write it for doing 35 and then 25. I never write the full amount unless they talk themselves into the full ticket. Like, this is BS, you're wasting my time, really.
I'd write it for
Oh.
more.
No, but I mean, like,
That sucks.
once a month.
No, but there's like,
You
we
don't
have to
have
write,
to
no,
pull over a certain amount of people.
no, we can't.
Can't?
No, we can't have, like, we can't come in today and be like, all right, guys, Nolan, you get 10 traffic stops, you get 5, you get 6, we,
No, like just for like the month, like do they just say like you have to have
certain number of traffic stops.
certain
Like a certain
number
amount
of
of
just like
tickets
pulling
for-
people over
No.
and like
No,
or like cop work? Cause
No.
I mean you could do absolutely nothing all like.
and
all
we
day.
have officers that drive around for 12 hours,
They track your car.
they do now, and do nothing. So you can go on service, you can work in district, and you can just go say, you know what, I'm gonna sit at Papio South, and I'm gonna respond to every call that's in my district. Well, you could sit out there for 12 hours and then come in and do nothing. We have officers that do that.
I'm just kidding.
You mean right here. I only do 8 hours, by the way, not 12. Oh, but you gotta also figure out on winter time, winter nights, January, February, you're not gonna respond to a whole lot of calls because there's not a lot of traffic. They're a lot busier during summertime, and we seem to be a lot busy when you high school kids get out of school. Like theft, car break-ins here over Christmas break will go up, and then when school's let out the first month, cars will get broken into a lot because the fees are out of school. Austin?
Do you have one of those cop, like radars in your personal vehicle?
Fuzzbusters?
Fuzzbusters. Yeah.
No, you can't have those.
You can't have
No,
one?
I don't.
Nobody.
No one can.
Wait, what's a
So take
Fuzzbuster?
yours out of your vehicle.
Are you serious?
What is
Wait,
that?
Yes.
My grandparents had one.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's a
We can't.
Fuzzbuster?
You know,
Incredible.
you know when you're
radar
driving and you you have it on your dashboard,
And
and
it
if
goes
cops
beep,
using a radar, it'll beep beep.
Like if you drive by this
Hey,
going,
is it okay to have one of those things that like
That's why
where
you
you
should
can
just put it
hear
underneath your dashboard.
through the cops?
Scanner,
Yeah,
yeah, if you wanna pay the $1,000 or
my dad has
$2,000.
one.
yeah, my dad has one too.
Cause we
Well, it
We
has to
changed
be
all of our radios when we changed here shortly.
My dad has one.
so we
Yeah.
can't have one. Well, it was a hypothetical question anyway.
I didn't know, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know kids still bought them, so you
So
know.
how can people?
One's free.
Well, my dad.
Do they still work?
Mine's
Beeps.
beeped, got me out of trouble a couple times actually.
They go up, they go
Yeah,
off, they
take it
go
out of
off,
your
they
car.
go off by those freaking automatic doors that slide up and down, and the things on the highway, you know how fast traffic's moving? Like the automatic doors and you
Yeah.
drive by them, they go off a lot of those too.
Oh, really?
Like the thing that says the speed limit and then says
Oh,
how fast
your
you're going,
speed.
it'll go off on that.
Oh, like right up by the school.
Oh, yeah, like on Centennial.
On Centennial,
It'll
it'll
just
be,
be,
that
like it shows.
What's
right
the
here where
funniest
they
story you have for us?
are. Like the
from
things they
working
put
at
in the
this
neighborhoods.
Oh, from working at this school?
Yeah.
Big digital.
Nothing, it is kids being kids.
I don't think so.
There's nothing like super funny that's happened?
No.
Okay, then what about not working at this?
On the road, I responded to a call, 2 calls I can think of, 3 calls, matter of fact, I'm sorry.
Okay,
One was some lady woke up and somebody threw a TV in her driveway, and she wanted me to move it. Second of all, it was winter time and her neighbor was blowing snow into her yard. Yes, and then the third one was my neighbor's leaves are falling off their,
Tree.
yeah, and wanted me to either go tell the guy to rake his leaves or rake the leaves for him.
And those 3 calls, you say,
nah.
I laugh,
yeah.
and you can't really laugh because Omaha would not respond to calls like that. Omaha prioritizes calls from like a level 1 call, which is pretty high.
order.
Yeah, to that, well, they'll get to it maybe tomorrow if an officer does show up because they're busy. We respond to every call like that.
And then do you have to write something, or you just say, sorry, we can't?
You just tell them, it's a civil matter. You know, if you don't like it, tell the guy you're gonna trim his tree for him and send the bill, or just get up and start cutting branches that hang over in your yard.
Alright, so with like sign speed traps, if you're going fast enough, will they like take a picture or anything?
No,
You can't.
Does one on the street do that?
we don't have any, no ones that have it is Iowa.
What's the camera on the street?
So all it does
That's
is
a sensor.
Yeah.
That's something to scare you about.
Hey, Civic, man.
Hey, can't we
Might give out
videotape,
all of our secrets.
can't we videotape cops? Like,
Yeah.
if you pull us over, we can like videotape you.
Yeah.
My
That's what
friend
where's the
got
camera?
arrested for videotaping, another arrest.
What are they arrested?
Like destruction or, like interrupting,
Disturbing the peace?
something like that. I don't know, it was like, but he was just like standing off to the side and he was like recording it and then the cop was like, hey, you can't do that, like you're.
Unless they ask him to like leave, like step back a little bit, but yeah.
It was for like,
Unfortunately, you guys can show up and videotape us on traffic stops if you stand back
for
50 or 75 feet. You guys are really bored.
like,
Yeah. But
trying to think of the word,
What if you're doing
for like
the same
interrupting an arrest or
Obstruction.
something.
Yeah, probably obstructing.
Oh.
But then turn around. How, are you guys gonna go to your dad's work and who's an accountant? I'm gonna sit there and videotape your dad working?
Okay, but
Why
in
is that-
fairness,
that'd be
there's.
so
So
there's-
why are so many people
because-
excited or wanna see what cops do?
Well, the
Because
thing
we're
that
not out
just
harassing
happened,
accountants,
because
lawyers.
you guys are
Well, there
supposed to
are
be good guys and.
Well,
you
there's
guys
more
aren't.
There's bad teachers, there's bad accountants.
Can we videotape teachers? Cause I have some bad teachers.
I don't think you're supposed to have your
Not
phones
you.
out.
Yeah, there you go, you can't have your phone up. But it's when everybody just always wanna be videotape police officer.
So does it?
I feel like they
so
show up at like your
teachers-
dad's work, what do you do for a living? I sit in the cubicle, cool.
Cause you guys have interesting lives. That's why there's a TV show called Cops. There's not a TV show called Accounting.
Well, there you go, think of one up, perfect. There you go, you can retire rich.
About accounting. No.
When was your last desk pop? Desk pop.
What is that?
Never seen the other guys?
No.
Where you let your gun go off in the office.
Oh. We had some guy, a long time ago, it's funny, that some kid threw up in his car, and his car didn't have a plug in it, so he had to clean it out. So what he did, he took out his gun and shot a hole in the floorboard, and then washed it all off. Yeah.
them
like,
never.
underneath their car?
I just went to the concrete.
Well,
What
no,
is
like,
it?
any, like, of the stuff on the
I do
car.
need to see that movie, by the way.
What is it like being in the back of a cop car?
I've been in the front and the back, not comfortable.
The front's not comfortable?
Although, no, because you're jammed in. You're jammed in, you have all your equipment. Yeah, you got your computer, you got
Yeah,
your.
why is texting and driving illegal, but you guys have laptops? That doesn't.
I saw a cop playing solitaire one time.
Was it me?
No, I don't know.
Okay, as long as it wasn't me, we're good.
It was
I
like,
used to- I used to
like,
listen to solitaire.
it was like downtown, he was just cruising.
Hey, it's calling on the phone legal, like, what,
You
you
can-
people do that all the time.
Calling on the phone?
Yeah.
Like talking on the phone.
Yeah, you can talk on the phone. There's not,
Why?
there's like certain states that, like
If you
California.
have a DOT.
Why are so
Then
many
couldn't
things
you like
legal
easily
for
argue
cops,
against
but
texting
illegal
and
for us?
driving? Cause you don't need it. That's a secondary.
Okay, besides
You have to-
typing
Yeah,
a license plate number,
they
what
have
else
that,
can we do?
but they can pull
We don't
you.
text.
You guys can be on the phone. you guys
Maybe
can-
we're talking to a sergeant about
Yeah,
Do you think
Maybe
that
I'm talking
the jury's
to
gonna
my
believe
dying
you
grandma.
over a cop?
your dying grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what she's
Over
talking.
a cop
Yeah.
that's
You mean
stopped.
while you're driving?
What?
If you know, if
Why
you
are
know
you
your
offended?
rights, you
No,
just
I'm
tell them
not.
straight up and then they can.
But we can't pull you over for talking on the phone.
Right.
That's not a
You
primary.
can't in California.
Leave a cop
Well,
over
yeah,
there.
this is
California, it's
Any
on
day.
base, illegal.
On base, you can't talk on the
Really?
Yeah, you can't, but you
Then
can
the
have it
cop
on
can just say,
speakerphone like under here,
yeah.
then nobody knows, that's
They,
what
they just think you're talking to yourself.
You guys
Yeah,
just
well,
want
no,
to
like-
singing. I'm taking it.
Yeah, like, cause when I'm on base, I always like hold the phone down here, like while I'm driving. You have to hold it down so you can still talk on the phone.
No, it's not. No. Texting, that's a secondary offense. We have to, first of all, we have to see you texting. Nobody texts around cops.
I saw one of my teachers texting and driving the other day.
Well,
How
yeah.
do you,
It was Miss Gebhardt,
how do you
talk
prove
to her about it.
How do you prove that?
that we were texting?
Well, if you guys get in a car wreck, you look at your phone, see when the last time you texted
I
somebody.
think
That's
it's
why,
funny.
as long as you're not dead, you hurry up and delete it.
What if I don't
As
want
long
you
as
to
you
look at my
know
phone?
it.
Huh?
What if I don't want you to look at my phone?
Then we'll just take it and we'll call your parents.
You can say that's evidence.
Because
But-
right now, you guys don't know, but everybody says, well, I pay for my own phone, I signed the contract. No.
Your parents don't
You gotta be
know.
19 years old to sign
But what
the
if your
legal contract.
parents say no?
Then we'll just issue a warrant.
But doesn't,
What?
but
And then-
isn't that,
and then
is
what
that
we'll
even
do-
worth
You're just
it?
getting into way.
And then what we'll do, and you're right, it's a lot easier for let you, but if kids play hardballs, what we'll do is then we'll get a warrant for your phone, and then we'll take your phone and we'll put your phone in evidence. And then that court case will be 6 months to a year later,
So you should.
that you won't get your phone for 6
But then
months
what
to a year.
if, what if you turn your phone off?
We have guys that can get around that.
No, I mean, like, what if you, like,
Charge no
We
one.
have
What-
guys that can get to that.
what if you, like, turn
Belleville's
the
got a guy,
service
Vista's
off?
got a guy.
What if you turn the service off on your phone, and then you get a new phone in that 6 months?
That's fine. We can get, but we can still power your phone up and it's
Or
all
you
on
can go
chip.
to your.
It's all on
your-
chip, and trust me, there's a lot of technology.
You
we
can
can
go to
use.
your carrier and like have them like look up your records. They're like, if you have a warrant, they can go to the carrier and have them look up your stuff, so. There's basically no way around it.
That's true, unless you throw your phone to the river and we can't find it.
Or you can still find it if you go to the carrier.
Yeah, the phone's not gonna work though.
Exactly. Any other questions?
We have a lot.
I can tell. No, it's fine.
Just Google questions to ask a cop.
So out of curiosity here, how many people are interested in law enforcement? Alright. What are you interested in?
Close.
Design?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I don't know, we're here to talk about you.
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out.
You should come talk to the academy.
The one at Metro? We're not, I did 2 years ago, we're not allowed to leave school. Due to a, we do.
You're in the law constituency,
Yeah.
Chief Lewis will come.
Yeah.
Chief or Sergeant, or
He came to the.
Sergeant Colby will come out and talk.
The deputy sheriff was here today, or the
Okay.
chief.
Yeah, you get more important guys other than me going on.
Do you have any other guns other than that one?
On me
No.
or at home?
Yeah.
At home I got, a couple handguns. Then,
Are you allowed to put those on duty, like use those?
yes,
on duty?
we can, when I worked the road, I had an ankle holster, I don't know why I don't have it now,
Oh.
with, a smaller gun on my ankle. So if I got to if I couldn't reach this gun, I could grab that one.
You can't
You.
record.
Go ahead.
Have you ever thrown illegal.
So they didn't.
Do I think it should be illegal?
Yeah.
No. I just, there we go. This is bound to happen. Do I, we have a lot of people in jails and in prisons that are in there for marijuana stuff. But if you make it legal and just tax it, it'd be interesting to see what the drug lords on Mexico would do. Yeah, you make a ton of money. Then my question to you is, okay, you legalize marijuana. What's the next drug you want legalized? Yeah, exactly.
Heroin.
Well, I mean, it's funny, but where do you start? If you legalize one drug, what's the next
What
drug?
is it even? Really?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
like proof of like, that stuff like completely ruining your life.
But the
Well,
thing is,
crystal meth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing out a drug.
Yeah.
No,
like
no,
that stuff
exactly.
is like, that
Exactly.
stuff is like honestly like, you know, an addiction, like, you know, but like, the thing that doesn't make any sense is that like alcohol is legal,
Okay.
which is worse.
If you're of
for
age,
you,
it's legal.
which is, worse for you than
How's it
marijuana,
worse for you?
because it can cause like liver problems.
You
with your
don't think
liver.
smoking marijuana
Yeah.
can mess up your insides?
It kills your
Well,
brain cells.
Yes,
Actually, it's proven fact that alcohol kills more brain cells than marijuana.
but they both kill brain cells, right? So well, smoking's up there
Make
too.
your poison, dude.
Well, exactly. That's why I choose
I feel like
neither.
school will kill some brain cells too.
No, it's just that's why I'm 50-50.
You're not the prime example for that one, but
For
you're,
legalizing marijuana.
your brain cells aren't exactly up there.
Apparently, you guys can talk after class. No, it's 50-50, like I said. But a lot of people, prisons won't be overcrowded because you'll get a lot of them. But my question, like I
How,
said, is
what do you go to prison for
if you get over
If you have
like
a large amount.
yeah, like they pulled 3 duffel bags the other day off of the state down by Lincoln. That person's in jail, probably prison time for 15 years with intent to deliver.
Isn't it for like, if you have like stuff like that, like a skill?
You
or
say with
something, like a
intent to
felony?
deliver, because what if that was for them, what if they just thought that?
Well, they don't know that.
Maybe they just wanted to be set for life.
What is wrong? Yeah, I'm gonna spend $30,000 on weed. We'll call it good now forever.
You never know.
Nobody
Okay,
does
but
that.
then- But then why would, but you can't prove that they were gonna sell it to anybody,
What if you find bags of scale and
but what
everything
if
else?
you don't? Maybe
Then you
they,
just go to then they're just in prison for
why do
possession.
they have a scale?
To weigh it,
Dime sacks, nickel sacks,
What if,
pounds.
what happens if you're?
Don't act like you never heard of those.
Okay, no, I really haven't.
Whatever. Look at me like you're confused.
What's the worst drug you found?
I've only found, the worst drug, I found some coke on a kid back in the day.
On a kid?
He
How
was
old?
like 17, he was breaking into businesses. This is my second year on the job.
Have you ever found heroin?
No.
he just said that was the
Have
worst.
you ever
drug
just
you
had somebody
found.
like eat or whatever they had on them, they just look at you and
No. Everybody thinks there's not a lot of drugs, of coke, heroin, meth, heroin.
It's pretty-
Here in Pepin, you'll find maybe some of that, not a whole lot. You'll find a lot of marijuana and a lot of prescription pills. So all that other stuff, even Omaha doesn't find a whole lot of meth, a whole lot of.
What about like, what are the charges for like acid? I don't.
Possession of controlled substance. Same
Oh,
thing,
what?
controlled substance, it's like
What
pills,
about-
meth.
If somebody's like on acid and like you know that they are, but they don't have anything like with them, like
Their blood.
can you do anything about it?
We can talk to them.
Like
Yes,
what if they don't?
sometimes they're dumb enough to give answers, sometimes they're not. Are they driving? Like, driving under the influence of drugs is the same as driving under the influence of alcohol. But that one, we call it a DRE, and that takes a long time. You're talking 8 hours for that traffic stop. But they gotta look at the eyes, and they gotta test the blood. Go ahead.
What happens if you pull somebody over and they like throw the drugs out their window?
Can we see it?
Yeah. What if they pour it into like, no, what if they pour it into like a lake
Like their coffee.
and then it like spreads everywhere? Then what happens?
What are the odds that I pull a car over and it
But are you
happens to
going
be
over
right
the
by
bridge?
it?
Get a ticket for, this.
I don't know, what if they throw it into a puddle?
You'll see it,
Then it
you'll see it on
dissolves.
your video camera.
What if it dissolves?
But if it's like, if it's marijuana,
Yeah.
my guess is they'll probably have the scent of marijuana coming from a car. And it'll have stems and seeds on the floor. Which,
And then
you can
control
ride
for
for
destruction.
stem and seeds.
You can control from stems.
And seeds.
Well, I can see like seeds, but stems.
Yeah, our canine guy does that all the time. Me personally, I don't ride for stems and seeds.
You would drive around with a dog?
Huh?
You would drive around with a dog?
No, he's not a canine.
Oh, yeah, our canine guy does that. It's hilarious though, watch all the kids, you pull over. That's what I kinda miss working the road, miss with high school kids.
Have you ever like
Dude, that would.
pulled over like some high school kids who like obviously like, you know, seemed like they were up to no good, but you like let them go?
Yeah, there's no way that, where I couldn't smell anything. Like, I couldn't get inside the vehicle and I knew the drugs were in there, I knew marijuana was in there, but I couldn't get them in there because there's no canine working. And, yeah, sometimes you let them go. It's not worth violating civil rights just to get a lousy little possession of marijuana.
Well, like, in situations like that, how often do cops actually do like the illegal way and like search the car when you're not supposed to and stuff like that? 'Cause I know like a couple friends that have like, had cops like, breaking up their door and getting in their car.
Do they smell marijuana? Do you think? They can see something that's all like plain view? If you walk
They
up,
couldn't see anything or anything, and all the charges, like, they didn't get any charges, the cops couldn't do anything about it.
Are cops allowed to just like walk in your house?
No.
depends.
No.
What do you mean depends?
If your boyfriend is beating you
Oh, well, then.
and we ring the doorbell, and he's not gonna answer and you can't answer because you're getting beaten, and you want us
What
just to
about-
sit there and
So
continue
what
to
about
knock?
if you just think that there's like a party going on inside?
No, we just can't walk into a house, you gotta get a search warrant.
I don't think that.
Or ask permission.
Unless you see.
You just have to go to your sergeant.
Even if we see something, we have to get sort of like a big party like that.
Even if you see like a
Project
10-year-old
Action.
like drinking vodka from the bottle.
Yeah, cause that
Walk
happened.
in. He's just like saying cold.
It's either that or death. Is that everybody always wants to, there's no in between. It was like,
Fine,
what
let me
happens
say
if
my
it's
question.
What if there's just like, what
Yes,
if you like, there's a party, you know, or a house where there's like loud noise, and then like somebody comes to the door, and like, they're obviously fine, you know, and, I mean, do you still go in, or are you just like,
We can ask, hey,
You can say
step
keep
in.
the
Can
music
we,
down.
yeah, keep the music down, you might be, come in and look around, they're like, no, we can't see anything.
What if they just don't answer, like the party?
And which just happened to, if you're smart, you would. But if we can see through windows, like, we'll walk around the house. We'll walk around the house and we'll look in windows and we see kids.
have you ever had to tackle a kid?
Yeah, it's a kid that ran from a party, way back in the day.
Really sweet.
Have you ever like pulled anybody
It's
down from a
Dude, that
fence?
would be so
Like they're like
funny.
trying to hop a fence.
No,
Alright, how long would you go to jail for being high on meth, slapping 3 cops, and damaging hospitals?
it all depends on the judge.
Damaging hospital property?
Yeah.
Yeah, it all,
What's the difference between that and regular?
medical, I assume medical equipment. But no, it all depends on the judge. He, 5, 15 years, 15 to 30,
What if you're a juvenile? You're on the 17.
all depends on the judge.
Are you thinking about doing
No,
it?
yeah,
no,
my
it's
friend,
like-
my friend just
like-
got arrested for it.
Okay.
Well, I assume Omaha?
Yeah.
Do you ever think that there's like people who are in prison like shouldn't be there? Like, let's say that like somebody has like a boyfriend who like they deal drugs and actually that's off in Orange is the New Black. They like the boyfriend deals drugs.
What did you say?
I know this is in Orange is the New Black. The boyfriend deals drugs, but he does it at your house and he like you just have to let him, otherwise he'll like hit you. And then you go to prison. Like, do you think that's fair? I mean, is there any way that like girls can like
But you
that?
can,